Everybody ready?
Good.
Good.
Coach, go ahead.
Awesome job by our players tonight. Really proud of the way they competed. Really proud of their competitive spirit. More proud of their preparation throughout the week to get ready for this game. It showed up on the field. Still a lot of things to clean up. Hats off to App State. They're a challenging group. Did some things that really stressed us. But we'll celebrate tonight. It's a great locker room in there right now. If you guys could be in there. Really proud of the guys. Got to enjoy it tonight and get ready for next week.
Coach, the first thing I wanted to ask too is the start of the game. They sort of drove down on you guys. Obviously with the turnover, both of exceptional turnovers you guys had. But what's the effort that you guys were talking about at halftime or after the game? Things you have to work on at least to get down to that level of the field.
Well, I mean, if every team goes down there and we get a 99-yard touchdown, we should probably start practicing that. But offense, they're good offense. I know everybody wants us to, stop them every play. They're good offense. So we talk about on defense suffering well, right? You respond. You got to come up with an opportunistic moment, when you get an opportunity. When I was at Penn State, one of the things that they always used to say, run to the ball, Franco. That was Joe Paterno's big. You always coach your defensive players to run to the ball because when you run to the ball, good things happen. That's something that I've always carried with me. That's what Ian Foster did. You run to the ball. But obviously, when they come out in that first drive, they've got openers, right? They've got things that they plan to attack our defense with. We have to be able to adjust. We went right down the field on them, too. So I guess it went both ways. But obviously, there's things we can improve on. You got to tackle in space. And there's some things that we do defensively not to give up an 80-yard play. You got to kind of make some decisions. You want a 7-yard play or an 80-yard play? We can sell out to stop one thing, but then expose ourselves to some other things. So we try to get a feel in the first drive or two of what the teams are going to do, and then we settle in. I still think we can tackle a little bit better in open field. They got a good running back. He was number 2 in the country rushing. You guys told me. So, yeah, he should have a lot of yards. I don't know what he had today, but, so you got to make some decisions. Obviously, we'll continue to go back and look at ways to get off the field on third down. That's a big thing for us. We got 3 kills tonight, which I don't know if you guys understand what that is, but 3 consecutive possessions with no points. If you get 3 of them, you probably got a 90% chance of winning. I got that philosophy from Shaka Smart at Marquette in basketball. 3 trips down the court, no points. They count those as kills. So we kind of do the same thing. If we get 3 in a game, that's 9 possessions where they don't have points. You got a pretty good chance to win. Most games you're going to have somewhere between 12, maybe 15 possessions in the whole game. So if you think 9 of them, there's no points, it's pretty good. So we got to continue to look at some things, but overall, ultimately, we got to suffer well and find a way to get off the field.
Coach, I think you guys, over the course of this game, I got the sense that you guys were kind of finding yourselves offensively, maybe an identity, and Doc gave you guys a nice speed element tonight.
Yeah, we talk offensively. You don't know who it's going to be. We don't have a joystick to say the ball is going to go here. We have to react to the defense, which means everybody's got to be ready. It was Doc's night, When the ball finds you, you got to take advantage of your opportunities because it may not find him for another 3 weeks. And that's just the reality of it. I mean, obviously, there's some things we can do to put the ball in certain guys' hands. But in the past game, the defense tells us where the ball goes and maximize your opportunities. Now, we always try to find ways to get guys to do something with their opportunities, to get more opportunities. But I thought he did a good job. He hadn't really done anything the first 2 games, but he's practiced hard. He's been ready. And it hasn't been because he hasn't been necessarily ready. The opportunity didn't find him. It found him tonight, did a good job of stepping up.
Coach, all 3 interceptions you guys had were while App State was threatening on your side of the field. What is the key defensively to generate those opportunistic moments consistently like you did tonight?
Yeah, there's some things that teams do in certain areas of the field that you can kind of predict, or at least have an idea. Hey, in this area of the field, red zone, low red, high red, they like these type of concepts or these runs. Coach Seymour does a good job of really dialing down certain concepts in certain areas of the field and taking those away. Doesn't mean they can't run something else. But when you get an opportunity, you got to make a play. We've talked about that It's the same thing in class. You get an opportunity to make an A, you got to make an A, man. They're hard to make. You get an opportunity to do something positive on the field, you got to do it. And I thought our guys stepped up today. Still a lot we got to get cleaned up. We made it a lot closer than it should have been. And that's no disrespect to that. You know, we made it a lot closer by not finishing. We made it a lot closer by we're still learning how to dominate. You know, we made it a lot closer by not getting some guys on the ground. We made it a lot closer by turning the ball over on offense later in the game. So we still got some things to clean up as well.
Coach, I know you've been down here in the Sun Belt before, but what does it feel like to come out here with a new group and get your first win in the Sun Belt with Southern Miss?
This ain't the same old Southern Miss. And it won't be ever again as long as I'm here. So we got a lot of work to do, but you're not just coming here and chalking up a win. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be disciplined. Guys going to be coached well. They're going to play hard. I'm not saying we're going to win every game, but you just don't get on the plane and come to Hattiesburg anymore and expect to leave with a win. It's not happening ever again as long as I'm here. Now, we may lose next week, but it won't be because we just went out there and showed up. It's going to be because they came down, they out-competed us, out-opportunityed us, but it's not the same old Southern Miss.
In the second half there, they scored the touchdown after the penalty, then surprised you guys with the
100% on me. 100% on me. I said to myself, I said on the headset, put the hands team out there. I looked at the clock. I said, okay, if this was me, I would probably kick it deep one more time to try to get the field position. So I said, put the return team out there. 100% on me. Should have put our hands team out there. Now, as we put the return team out there, we told the guys in the front line, expect bunt, dribble, but 100% on me. 100%. Again, when I say we made it closer than it should have been, I didn't make a good decision right there. Should have put the hands team out there, got the ball back, made them kick it deep. Maybe we had to go a long distance to the field, but that was on me.
What was the message to your group, though, to be able to respond after it looked like they had grabbed some momentum?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Our goal, one of our goals is to win the fourth quarter. I don't care if we're winning 100-3, win the fourth quarter. So we need to score a touchdown or we need to score a field goal. And that's not to try to run the score up on anybody. It's just about the mentality of finishing. This is actually really good for us because there's a lot of film we can go back on and say, here are opportunities where we had a chance to finish the game. Coach Huff could have called hands team here. He didn't. So I got to be better, right? Opportunities to take care of the ball, we didn't. We got to be better. So you just talk about finishing, you know, and it's college football, man. It's never over. It's never over. 18 to 22-year-olds think it's over, but it's never over. There's a really good team on the other side who kept battling. Hats off to Coach D-Log. He did a great job of getting his team to battle at the end. They could have, you know, tucked tail and ran. I hope his quarterback is okay. Prayers up to him and his family. But in college football, man, teams are too competitive to just kind of, you know, wave the white flag. So we got to be able to finish.
I'm just wondering what was going through your mind on the Foster pick six, where the ball pops up in the air, he catches it and takes it the other way.
Offensively, defensively, we got to go back out there. So how do we rotate 10, 9 more guys? Because really, I mean, he ran it back. We kicked it, kickoff, they're back out there. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how do we rotate enough guys to still be effective on defense, but not just we just ran a 100-yard sprint. So that's what I was thinking. I knew it was a touchdown when he picked it up. Yeah, I mean, the only thing he could have did was fall down. So I didn't even run down there. My old tale, I said, well, if I stay here, we got to come back here to kick it off. So I don't have to run all the way down there. But, yeah, that's what I was thinking. How do we get the defensive guys rotated so that we don't lose the momentum that we had of actually stopping them at some point because we started rotating guys?
Coach, your defensive line has been one of the deepest, I would think, coming in the fall.
Well, you guys told me theirs was. They had 8+ sacks. You guys told me we shouldn't even show up today, is what you guys said in the press conference, right?
Well, Coach, you guys did have 5 sacks today, including
Oh,
Jamon Tapp.
really?
What do you say about your defensive line performance?
Did exactly what they were supposed to do. They probably missed 10. Not good enough. Great job today. Is that going to be good enough to go where we want to go? I don't know. We got to improve. They did a great job. I thought they really did. They got after the quarterback. They compressed the pocket. They made it difficult. But is that good enough to go where we want to go? I don't know. That's a good team over there, right? We got to continue to develop some depth. We got to continue to develop some pass rushers. You know, we got guys that can stop the run, but we got to get some pass rushers that can consistently get after the passer. But that's what they were supposed to do. I mean, Jeremy put all this money into the D-line. We should be good, right? I mean, we dumped a bunch, $15 million, just like Mississippi State. Remember that? We dumped $15 million in our D-line, right?
Coach, what do you think about Braylon's performance overall?
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I thought, you know, the one throw that he had that was a little high was the right read. You know, he's just got to make sure he does a good job fundamentally, pull it down. You know, I thought he did a good job taking care of the ball. I thought he did a good job of managing the game. I thought he kept his energy. I thought even after the turnover, he had the right mannerisms, the right energy. He's playing really good right now. You know, we got to continue to put him in better positions as coaches to make sure that, you know, some of the stuff we did early in the game, some of the third downs we missed, probably could have put him in a little better position. But I thought he did a really good job.
Coach, thoughts on your O-line? Looks like it took a step forward tonight.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I mean, we're doing some things to give them some advantages, which I think helps. But they're responding. You know, we know what we have. I thought they did a better job of running the ball. You guys told me on Tuesday we can't run the ball because we don't run it in between the tackles. So I put in the runs in between the tackles this week for you guys. We didn't throw as many screens because you guys don't like them. So it's okay. We'll run it in between the tackles. But I thought we did a better job. I mean, that D-line was pretty good. You know, they were upfield. They were explosive. I thought for the most part we did a good job of covering them up, getting some movement when we needed to. I thought the backs ran harder today, which was really good. Not where we want to be by any means, but good enough for today and good enough to build off of.
Coach, bunch of forced turnovers and 14 points up until kind of late. What were some positives you really took out of the whole defensive group tonight?
Yeah, I thought they suffered well. We talk about that in as a defensive unit. Two things we talk about: playing with cohesion and suffering well. Right? Everybody being on the same page. Right? Everybody getting the same call, eyes in the right place, all of those things, and then suffering well. Offenses are too good in college football with the way the rules are and the field spread. They're going to be able to move the ball. What you have to be able to do as a defense is be able to come up with those opportunities when they show up. That doesn't mean that they should just walk down the field, but good offenses are going to look at what you've done well and try to counteract that. It's happened 3 weeks in a row. The things that we look at on film, the teams say, okay, we do this. They don't do as much as that. They do whatever 6 plays worked from the last game. Well, that's part of it. We were better at getting the ball from rolling off the table today. They tried that early, stopped it. We were better at some of the RPO stuff. We weren't better at some of the glance stuff. So some of the things that we still got to work on, obviously it's going to be ever-changing because every week, whatever plays we gave up today, we're probably going to see them the first 6 plays next week, right? So we just got to continue, but you can't coach everything, right? You got to hang your hat on something, right? If you got 90% of what a team shows, you got to coach that 90. You know, the 10% are, hey, they may do this. You can't chase ghosts. We got to be able to adapt. I thought we adapted better today, coaching and playing. You know, they tried some of the zone stuff where the ball was rolling off the table the last couple of weeks. We had a plan for that. Then they went to some other runs that they've been good at. I thought we did a good job. We still got a lot to clean up. Our third down conversion rate right now could play a little better on defense, especially. Same thing on offense. That changes the course of a game when you're getting guys off the field or you're staying on the field. So.
You mentioned how talented, college offenses are. How important is it, for the defensive side of the ball to win, all these possessions and everything?
Yeah, I think that's why we have these metrics because you can't really look at this stat sheet and say, oh, well, we held them to X amount of yards rushing, X amount of yards passing. You got to have some metrics that are defense friendly. They walked the ball all the way down the field. We got a turnover. I'll take that every day. They walked the ball all the way down the field. We got another turnover. I'll take that every day. But if you look at the stat sheet, they probably had 200 yards on those 2 drives alone. You know what I'm saying? So offenses are too good, so it's really not a stats thing anymore. You got to create some, we call it momentum stoppers. You know, how do you stop momentum? You get them off the field at some point, not just necessarily 3 and out. Maybe it's 6 and out, from a defensive perspective. Maybe it's getting down in the red zone and forcing a field goal rather than giving up 6. Maybe it's forcing a missed kick, whatever that may be. So I think offenses are too good, especially Coach Loggins. I mean, he's been doing it at a high level. He's really good at putting his players in good position. You're not going to look at the stat sheet and say, man, they only had 90 yards rushing. That doesn't happen in competitive game. Now, we go play the New York Jets. It's a little different. Does that make sense?
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the fans that showed up today. I thought our crowd was phenomenal. I know the people that weren't here had emergencies, but I thought for the most part, the fans, the students, the nastiness, is that what it's called? Yeah, the nastiness was great. I thought they stayed, throughout the game. I thought the band was awesome. This is a university and community win. This is not a football team win. This is not a Coach Huff win. This is not a, this is a community and university win. And the more of these we can create, the better we're going to be. So, phenomenal job by everybody. Still a lot of work to do, but I appreciate every person that showed up today. I know the band and the dance team and all of them don't get enough thanks. DJ Cujo, phenomenal environment. This is who we can be. We got to continue to press forward. We got to get better on the field to give you guys a better product each week, but really appreciative of what showed up today. Thank you, guys.